Then after this one, then next is for the updation. This is updation. So fourth one, yes or no? See this. First is the initialization, second is the condition, third is the body, fourth one is the updation. But how it actually runs, how for loop works, that I am actually explaining. So first one is this one, second one is this one, third one is entering the body, fourth one is the what? Updation. Now again it checks for the condition, that is the fifth one. Please remember this. Yes or no? So the value is now 1. Now the value is incremented by what? 1, 1 plus plus means incremented by 1. So what is the I value becomes? 2. So again it will check for the condition. So this is 5. Yes or no? So 2 is less than equal to 10. True or false? It is true. So again it is entering into the loop. So next value will be printed. So like this way, what happens? The value will be printed 1, 2, 3. I am writing dot dot. And last one, what will be the value? 10. Yes or no? 9 will be printed, then 10. Then after it prints 10, the value will go and do the increment. Please look at here. It will do the increment. What the value will be? 11. Now 11 is less than equal to 10. So it is true or false? So it becomes false. So once it becomes false, as I told you already, explained through that flow diagram, then the control will come out of the loop and will print from 1 to 10 only. This is actually called the syntax of the loop, for loop, okay, is this, and then this is the sequence through which a for loop actually runs. Now can you tell me, if I don't write this print ln, what will happen? Just a minute, you can tell me. I'll write print, I'll give I plus, I'll give this one, what will happen? How this will be printed? Now they will not be printed like this. Since it is print statement, then I have given a space. So it will be printed, then there will be space. Okay, then again they will be printed. The next line printing will not be there. So this will be printed. This will be printed like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 and 10. Alright. Therefore, when you go to the higher programming, you will be requiring this for loop like anything. Alright. You can use it through the nested for. Alright. It depends actually how you are going to use it in the programming language. So at the end only, we'll do programs, we'll extract some values, alright, by using while loop, do while loop, by using for loop. Alright, so the applications of this for loop or your while loop or do while loop is actually depend on the requirement. Depend on the requirement of the programs. Alright, so this all about your for loop. So we'll discuss some more programs at the end. Okay, now we'll go to the while loop. Now the second one in the list is the while loop. Now same thing here also. Now you see, now we go for the execution of while loop. Now while loop is again a, which loop called it is? No, is it a entry control or exit control? Entry control. It is also called, please look at the blackboard, it is also called entry control loop. Entry control loop. Or you can write and only this one, entry control loop. Because why it is called entry control loop? Here also we check the condition at the entry point only. Yes, clear? For loop, entry control loop, your while loop, entry control loop, but this do while is called actually exit control loop, because it checks the control at the exit point only. So that we'll discuss when we will go to this part only. Okay. Now let us discuss about this entry control loop. How you are going to do a entry control loop? Okay. Now, same thing, we'll explain in the same way. First is the initialization. Please look at here only. So, first you write initialization, initialization. Please look at here. Now, after initialization, all right, while we know what is the while, W should be small, while, then the condition has to be there, am I right? All right, this is a Boolean condition. This is a Boolean condition. It will give either true or false, yes or no. So, we will put the Boolean condition over there. Now, after this, after while, then we'll give the what? This is the body. We'll write the body. All right. Over here we'll write statements. Just write statement or statements. All right. Clear? And then we will have to write the updation over here, because within the body over here we have to write the updation part. All right. So now you analyze whether 4 parts are there or not. Which one is the initialization? This is the initialization. So first part is there. Please look at here. First part is there. Second one is the condition. The second part is the condition. Now you see the condition is there. Clear? What is third one? Is the body. Now you see the body is there. Now within the body, your updation is also there. Because without updation, the loop will not increment. Without body, what will you execute? You will not be able to execute anything, no? So the body will be there. So within the body, what you write? Statements you write. And then condition, and of course the initialization is there. So let us do the same thing to print one number from 1 to 10. Now see this. Integer, for example, C is equal to 0. I'm just writing one snippet, okay, not the full program. Integer C is equal to 0. Am I right? Now while now C is less than equal to 10. Why I have given 10? Because 10 I need to print. No, we'll give it as a 1. We'll initialize to 1. Now after this, statements you have to write. So you write system dot out dot what? Print ln. Suppose I write print ln. Both way you can write. Print ln, what should I write? C semicolon, am I right? All right. Now after this, what? You have to increment or you have to decrement the what? This one, the loop. So the loop variable is incremented. Now you close it. All right. Clear or not clear? Now you say, what is the first value? C value is, let us analyze this one. What is the C value? C value is 1. So 1 is less than 10 or not? Am I right or wrong? Yes, it is true or false? It is true. So if it is true, then it will enter into the loop. So it is going into the loop. Now in the loop only, it is printing what? The same value, C. So the value is 1. Now the value becomes what? Incremented by 1. C value incremented to 1. So what is the C value? 2. Now after the C value becomes 2, then again it is going back to here. Now again we will check for the condition. So what is the C value? 2. 2 is less than 10. So it is true or false? It is true. Again it is going inside, printing the same thing. 2 value is printed. Next line, because in print ln is there. Alright. Now after it prints, then again it will be incremented. Like this process will carry on till 10. This will carry on till 10 value. Because 1 to 10. After it prints 10, suppose this value is 10 printed. Now 10 value becomes, what is the C value becomes now? 11. Coming here, now it is going here, see this. What is C value now? C value is now 11. C value, when it is 9, 9 is less than 10. So 9 is printed. So 9 becomes now 10. Alright, so again it is going, 10 is less than equal to 10. So it is true. So it is coming, 10 is printed. Now 10 becomes what? 11. So it is again going, now 11 less than equal to 10. It is true or false? falls. So when it falls, it will never enter into the loop, it will come out of the loop and will stop your program. So this is the way any loop, which we'll be discussing more in details in the coming classes. Your loop, this is actually, we had already discussed in class 9. And also in 10, what we are doing, we are actually just revising over this. And then Mr. Kunal Bosar will discuss the looping structure, the nested loop. Okay, and then we'll proceed accordingly. And then this ends. So this is also called a what? Entry control loop. Why it is called entry control loop? Because it is checking the your condition at the entry level.